Hi guys, I'm Tom. I'm a second year student at the University of Sussex. Sussex is in a little town called Falmer, which is very close to Brighton. It's about 10 minutes on the train, about 20 minutes on the bus. Um, I chose Sussex because it was one of the few universities that were actually offering my course. So my course is psychology with economics. As you can imagine, it's quite a specific thing, and not many universities offer it. The way it works at Sussex is that I'll do it's more split 3 to 1. So I'll do 3 modules per term. I'll do 3 modules of psychology, 1 module of economics. And how that's done is first term, I'll do that, do those 4 modules, then have an assessment period in January. And then that's all done, those 4 modules. Then I have 4 new modules. And then those get assessed at the end of summer. Um, How my teaching is split up is in lectures, seminars, workshops, and lab sessions. Workshops and seminars tend to be quite similar. They sort of be like a small group of you with one tutor. Workshops tend to be a little bit bigger because you tend to be working in groups. The lab sessions for me are mostly maths and stats. So we work on a program called SPSS, and we'll do data analysis. We'll run our own experiments and stuff like that. It's really interesting for me as well because when we're running our own experiments, especially in psychology, there's a lot of ethics involved. So it gets really, really interesting. Yeah, it's good. And your assessments for me would be in the terms of like lab reports. So we get given some data, we'll analyze it, and then we'll write up a scientific study on it. And then we'll do also have essays, which is more like social psychology stuff. So like why do people behave in a certain way? So how autism affects certain people and stuff like that. And then you'll also have in workshops and labs, you might have like in-class tests, and then so there'll be like a small multiple choice, and then your best 8 out of 10 will get averaged, and then that'll be your score for the module. Um, yeah, so that's how the assessments tend to work. In first year, what I would say is first year doesn't count, and so it doesn't go towards your final sort of degree. However, I worked really hard in first year, um, and I made sure that I got really good grades. That's really helped me this year because I know how much time to leave a certain piece of work or like what I would do differently and stuff like that. Especially getting used to like going to the library, getting books out, how to get books out and stuff like that. It's really helpful to get on top of it during first year and really just get to know your own way of working because even though at school they sort of promote, especially in A level, independent working, it's completely different at university. You don't have teachers always on you. Your tutors might not necessarily know you, so you have to really be on it by yourself. And I think that's one piece of advice I'd give to a fresher is really just be on top of that. Obviously, enjoy your uni life, everything outside it, but make sure that at the end of the day you're getting your work done and you know what you're doing because that's the most important thing. My accommodation in first year was the cheapest one on campus. It was a shared accommodation, um, and so I had no ensuite and stuff like that. It's really for me what I found is because I had mates in like more expensive accommodation. Now it might be different everywhere, but what I found is that I found I really enjoyed my social life with my mates in my accommodation. Um, And I think even like I wouldn't have wanted to move out because I had my mates there. And I think that's what's important is that you don't necessarily look at all the sort of like comforts that you can get with paying like more. So you get like an ensuite and stuff like that, like a bigger kitchen. You really ask when you go to university, you ask which one's got the best social life and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, that's what matters. And that's what will make sure that you are enjoying your time at uni. as I just said, yeah, like my mates, so like other people at Sussex, like there's so many different cultures. So I've got mates from South Africa, Botswana, um, Hong Kong, um, Italy, France. So there's everyone, like everyone in one place. Um, and yeah, it's like a real melting pot. It really broadens your horizon and makes you just, if you come from a place where it's predominantly one group of people, it's really nice to come into an area where your eyes are really opened to everyone. That's great. So currently, I am social secretary of cricket. So I organise all the nights out, and also all the non-drinking nights. So we had a non-drinking social, where we played laser tag, and it was honestly so much fun. It was one of the best nights at the uni so far for me. And stuff like laser tag, stuff like bowling, at the marina. So there's Brighton Marina, which is about 20 minutes from the centre of town. There's so many different things to do and stuff like that, which is really good fun in your spare time. So going back to sport, next year I'm going and as club captain of cricket, so I sort out training. Whilst I'm also a sports rep, so I represent different sports and help them get funding from the students' union. Um, Sports is pretty good at Sussex. Like there's so many opportunities, whether that's archery to rugby to football to American football to snooker. There's even like a darts team. So if you ever wanted to try a different sport but didn't have the opportunity to at school, Sussex has everything for you. Um, yeah, even with the arts, to be fair, there's like a cappella society, there's a musical society, there's different dance groups. Um, there's everything. So yeah, if you ever, that's one thing about university which I really recommend is throwing yourself in there, because for me personally, my first term of first year, I didn't really do much. Um, I really didn't throw myself in there, and then it was only second term when I joined cricket that I started to really enjoy uni and I started to love it. So I feel like you got to give everything a go, and sort of you might be a little bit uncomfortable with it, but like that's what it's all about, sort of just trying new things and getting out of your comfort zone. So yeah, no, I'd highly recommend joining loads of things and seeing which one's the best for you. One thing I would say about Brighton is that it is quite expensive, and for me personally, my maintenance loan doesn't cover my rent, so I have to work. So I currently have a job at the Amex, which is the football ground right next to the university, and I work there as a match day steward. Um, So yeah, it's great also if you want to go watch the football because it's literally just right next to the university. It's literally just you walk underneath the dual carriageway and you're there. But there's also job opportunities there for students. There's also opportunities in town at like pubs and stuff like that. So even though it is expensive, there are ways around it, and you can always get a job also on campus and stuff like that. All in all, I'd say Sussex is a great place to be. It's growing. The reputation of Sussex is growing. And even though it's not a Russell group, and I know some people can look down on it, there is evidence that it's one of the leading universities in the world, whether that's for psychology, which is really strong for, or like developing new green technology, which was recently in the news for. Sussex is a great place to be. Um, but yeah, no, I hope this video has helped you. Um, and yeah, if you do end up coming to Sussex and you see me around, make sure you give me a hello. But yeah, no, thank you very much. Cheers.